Hi everyone, it's Barry here. Welcome to my Virgin Kitchen. Let's get rid of the wig. Anyhow, the other day, Susan sent in a recipe request for a birthday cake made in the microwave. And actually, I haven't eaten it all. It's there on the side. Because I'm making this video on the exact same day because a tradesman is coming any minute now to start tiling my kitchen. So I'm in a little bit of a hurry, but I'm also going to take my time. If he arrives, he can be in the video and we can make a cake together, which might be quite weird for him. But as I mentioned in that video, I've actually got a playlist of some mug recipes, and that birthday cake was phenomenal. The recipe that we're using here, that Susan's given me, is actually very, very similar as well. So the cake base, I know, will look good. We're just finishing it in an ice cream cone to look like an ice cream cake. Yes. I've had a little look at the recipe she sent me, and you probably could get away with making it in the cone. Like the whole cone itself, or any cone you like. These ones are good though because they got a flat bottom base. She did suggest that so that it will stand upright. But we'll do the first part just to make sure in an actual mug. And today's mug of choice is my I don't need Google, my wife knows everything mug. Which of course isn't true. Nah, Mrs. Barry does let me get away with murder, but she's a legend, as you guys know. Right down there right now, we're going to bring this ice cream cake, mug cake thing together. And yet the pugs are just down there. I walked them good earlier. They're like pretty pooped. So we'll do the steps initially exactly as before because that sponge was phenomenal and I can't believe I've got the willpower not to eat it right now. So 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 tablespoons of butter in there. That is it. Melt it in your microwave. It took 15 seconds before. Lovely jubbly. Just like before then, an egg. Oh yeah, that's from a great height. No shell. But I mean, if you want shell in there, you can for crunch. So another tablespoon, put a teeny bit more milk in. And the dogs had this milk last time, but yeah, they're sleeping now, it's all good. And a generous splash of vanilla extract. That's probably about a tablespoon, all right? Part of me feels like we should put even more vanilla in there as well, with it being like the whole ice cream thing, but that's up to you. Mix it around again just to break up the egg yolk into one consistent mixture. All right, beautiful. And again, like before, 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of sugar. Wow. Fruit for the rest of the day. One thing we're not going to do is load sprinkles in this. I think that was a bit overkill on the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of self-raising flour. Right, mix it through. For those of you that didn't catch the birthday cake video, this combination is insanely good. It tastes so good, but we're adding some extra texture by putting it into the ice cream cone. It's going to be awesome. I mean, you could have done this step in the cone, but there's that likelihood that it'll damage. Or you could have like put it in there, shook it up with some cling film wrapped around the top of it, and it could have potentially exploded and gone all over your kitchen. Yeah, don't do that. The mug is ready. My microwave is 800 watts. I said this before. If it's a lower amount, 600 watts, it will say on the front. You'll need to cook it a little bit longer. If it's a higher amount, it will be a bit faster. That said, when I cooked mine last time, I did open the door a couple of times. We're going to use these cones because they had a flat base. I did mull over. We do these ones called oyster shells where they have like a coconut topping as well. And I could have done 2 halves and fused it together. Ooh. But they didn't have any in the shops. These will be good though because they'll have a nice stable bottom. And that is a good thing to have in life, ladies and gents. I'm sure these have got smaller though. Isn't all food getting smaller? Little tip for you, next time you have a tub of ice cream, Ken and Jenny's, Haagen-Dazs, most of them, you know, imagine this is a tub of ice cream and you've got the bottom bit, but then there's like a shelf above it. Have a little look, right? That has gone up slightly in the last few years. And keep your eye on it, see if it keeps going. Maybe you'll just get to one bit where you open the lid and the bottom's there. And you'll just be like, a tub. And then you eat the tub. Oh my God, what's that? There you go. Sorry guys, get back to sleep. Look, Delia Smith book, an Ashton's book, and a Ken and Jenny's book. That's an amazing book, by the way. Ooh, that's close. Never done any recipes from it though, maybe I will. Okay, so we're just gonna pour our semi-lumpy mixture in. I'm gonna go about 2/3 of the way up because last time that worked an absolute charm. And I've still got enough for probably 2 more just about left there. So we'll do this one and see how we get on. 800 watts, 90 seconds, stop and start in a little bit if it gets a bit too high and you get scared. I do that a lot. So it starts off okay and then boom, see? It's rising up already. That's about just gone the 1 minute mark. And I think I stopped at around about this time before. Just to just to let it settle a little bit. That smells like custard. So just let it sink down a teeny bit. But give it the full 90 seconds, okay? Let it rise up like that. Oh no! Oh my gosh. Okay. That's almost perfect. Because we're going to top it with icing. And yes, it is going to be icing that I bought in the shop that's ready-made because I'm lazy. And you've seen me make icing loads of times. Ow! Gee, that's hot. Please remember to let it stand. You can actually make cupcakes in ice creams just while that is cooling down. Phoebe and I did a video on that years ago. So, just for reference, I'm putting 2 more on the plate, and there's enough for 2 more that I've filled up slightly more than before. So, probably about 3/4 of the way out rather than 2/3. But this one's still quite warm. I'm quite happy with that, but we'll see if we can get a bit more height on the other ones. Keep your eye on it, don't put on a wig. Yeah, so far so good. Remember not to take it out straight away, because the plate will be very hot. I wouldn't do anything like that. Oh yeah. Now because the plate is quite slanted, both of them are sort of taking a Leaning Tower of Pisa effect, but that'll do. So I've got some buttercream here. This is some ready-made stuff. I'm just gonna stack it up quite high. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Looks like an ice cream. Amazing. It's quite a British thing. I'm gonna stick a flake in it. All right, there we go. I love it. And then this is some, oh my gosh. That comes out quick. Ah! Is it ruining it? No, it's not. That looks pretty cool, actually. This is some raspberry sauce. Oh, I really like that. That looks cool. I might just rub it a little bit off the cone. But other than that, that looks brilliant. And the crazy thing now to me is that looks more like an ice cream than an actual cake. There's cake in that. I think they look blooming awesome. Little behind the scenes, I totally just did a video on my Instagram stories. Didn't tell anyone. You guys know this. Not one over, didn't I? Yeah. Remember, there is a playlist full of mug recipes that is ever growing, including a stir fry, which was phenomenal in a mug. Amazing. This is going to be very naughty. Oh wow, the sponge again. Can't really comment on the buttercream because I didn't make it myself, but that's naughty. But you guys know how to make that. Icing, sugar, buttermilk. A little bit of vanilla. That would be amazing for a party. The only thing I would say, if you're going to put a flake in it as well, maybe use a knife and core into it a little bit so you can get even more flake right in there. But gorgeous. Alright, so there we go. Don't forget to press subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified of new uploads. If you try this out, send me a picture at My Virgin Kitchen. I love to see your attempts. And of course, like Susan, who sent me this flurry of like 6 different recipes on an email and I picked 2 out, send me a recipe and it might become a video. I might finish every video now with a dad joke if you make it right to the end. So thank you. If you've made it to the end, I love you from my head to my toes. Goodbye.